Alright guys, I get asked from time to time about which manual I prefer or which one I use when I'm working on engines. And on this Mazda I happen to have two different manuals here, and so I thought we would just look at installing the cylinder head, the steps. So in this manual it's only one sentence: the cylinder head bolts should be tightened in several steps following the recommended sequence. See illustrations until the specified torque is reached. So on this page, no tightening steps. You have to turn over and go to this one. We got a timing belt, and that's the sequence you tighten it up in. So on this one, we have a 2.2 liter engine. We go over here to install, position a new head gasket on the cylinder block and install the cylinder head. Apply oil to the threads and seat faces of the cylinder head bolts and install. Tighten the cylinder head bolts in 2 to 3 steps in proper sequence. The final torque specification is 59 to 64 foot-pounds. See, it's a lot more detailed in this book. And this book happens to be a Chilton's. And this book is a Haynes. So to get the torque specs in the Haynes book, it don't really tell you. You got to go all the way to the front of this chapter and look for them. Torque specs, cylinder head bolts, 59 to 64 pounds. So I like the Chilton's. It's a lot more detailed. It's got more pictures, and the installation's a lot more detailed on it. Chilton's usually cost a good bit more than the Haynes, but for the price I would go with Chilton's. Now if you're just needing torque specs, the Haynes is just as good as the Chilton's on torque specs. And on wiring diagrams and stuff, both of them have wiring diagrams somewhere. I know it does. Sometimes it's easier to find in the Haynes. Here's chassis electrical. Sure, it's got wiring diagrams. Alright. 639. Yeah. So here's starting the wiring diagrams. Got a nice little index for you. To me, let's see if I can find something compatible. Carbureted engine schematic, 87 to 93. Yeah, this one's not as easy to find what you're looking for, so there's no index. It just starts. So it is a little nicer to be able to find it right off the bat. And just looking. Emission system. Man, this is 1984. When have we got 1984? Okay. Starting and charging. Engine control system, fuel pump circuit B2200 models. So as you can see, they break it down a little better. And here you got one diagram, and another, and another, and then another. And here it just kind of splits the page. But it's a lot easier, really, for me. The stuff is bigger on here, so to me it's easier to follow this one than it would be to follow this one. But if I'm having to do engine electrical diagrams, I really want a factory manual, because a factory manual is going to be a lot better quality diagrams. So that's my 2 cents worth. Each has its pros and cons. The Haynes costs less. It's got the same torque stuff in it, the same specifications. It's a decent book. The Chilton's is a lot more detailed in the descriptions and the explanations and the steps, what you're going to do. But neither one of them compare to a factory repair manual. So if you can find a factory repair manual, and usually you can go to eBay, usually you can get just about any factory repair manual you want. A lot of them's reproduced, so the pictures might not be as good a quality as the originals, but they're so much more detailed. So anyway guys, hope this helps. Thanks for watching.